started to sell off. But then we were noticing, okay, oh, by the way, before I even start, I want to make sure everyone can see and hear me, right? I mean, I figured you guys would have said something already, but okay, great. All right, so Sunrun, and let me shrink it up a little bit here. Okay, so when we were looking at Sunrun, but specifically what we ask our AI to do is not only look for bottoms, which in hindsight are very easy to see. You know, this is the trick. So this also looked like a bottom, this looked like a bottom, this tried to look like a bottom, and so is this, and this, and this, and this. Bottoms are not a visual pattern. Bottoms are a quantitative pattern. And again, you don't need to worry about that because our software takes care of all of that for you. So again, the reason it brought up is because this particular bottom formation had the right combination of all the stuff that happened in these candles and the kind of volume and what was happening in this. And it's not always the case that you need to see volume, but needless to say, I think we called this trade just under 9, and it has since gone close to 13 in 3 days. And I want to make sure that you understand that I'm not specific. I mean, we have had calls that also did not do well, or or had done amazing, but then something would happen. My point is to kind of really focus on the now. I can't go back in time and fix things that happened before, but I can tell you this: we are doing this in real time, and the people that saw this email were able to profit. But it's not only that. It's not only that we are working on the algorithms that are trying to find these specific kinds of moves, right? It's more than that, because this run scenario could go and continue, and there's things that you need to be able to do that you can now do in trade ideas that you really can't do anywhere else. And that is that while you're getting these stocks and you see this action, you can kind of take the longer term and say, wow, when run gets above this price, 1358 from below, that means all bets are off. You can give yourself these notes and save them, and in our software then this will appear here. I'm going to just put it to the bottom right over here, and it stays in the server. So you can constantly basically create a scenario for any stock that interests you, that makes sense visually to you in terms of your risk reward, as well as you can share ideas with other trade ideas AI enabled customers. So this is how you're able to use this technology to help you create a trade of the week every single day. Okay, so we caught run and you guys profited, and now I'm going to show you another run type situation, because that's what I want to do here. This is the last webinar. I'm going to actually show you several other runs. Write these things down if you if you're not a customer, but if you are, or if you're on the edge, you need to get access to the AI so that you can watch the market like this. This is your gateway to never missing a single move. Okay, so let's take a look at how and why. The next, because obviously I'm Darth Turningus and I have access to special technology that's only created for the Empire, the potential, I see potential trades of the week. So the trade of the week that's kind of getting ready is Argent. Okay, let's take a look at this, and we're going to zoom in and also zoom out. And I'm going to show you some super cool stuff that you need to be able to do. So with trade ideas, we completely went away from creating this thing where you can draw 1,000 indicators and wrenches and pitchforks and whatever. Keep your analysis simple. But we, of course, do let you mark things up and draw, for example, trend lines. So I'm going to take a trend line right here, and I'm going to connect these dots. Like you can kind of do it right in the top areas and basically extend it. Okay, so here is this trend line. All right, so, and I'm going to set an alert for just above it, And now I am ready when Arjun, this stock, goes, breaks this trend line. It is time to go. I'll put it in my save, boom, and now if I just scroll down to the bottom right here, here's my Arjun, here's at the price level, but let's take a look at it in a little bit more zoomier perspective. So if you kind of look at where we really try to create propositions of not only good alpha, but it's the risk reward that's commensurate with it. We want to get you something. We want to avoid this, and I mean to whatever extent that we can. Obviously, everyone here has to know that there's no magic silver bullet. Nobody has it. There's no quants that are just making money every day. That's a myth. And the penny stock millionaires are also a myth. Every broken clock is right twice a day, I believe, is what the theory that applies for that. So again, when we approach this stuff, we're not trying to tell you that we have the best predictive engine. We have the best quantitative engine. What we are is much more of like the Vegas card counting. Okay, we're using science. We're the MIT kids. Okay, and we have an artificial intelligence engine that's doing all of this counting behind the scenes and telling us when these things are setting up in a way that has what we call alpha or predictive potential. And Arjun, you can see how it could be, right? Because should you get in here, first of all, there's a void. And for everyone who, by the way, who is not a Trade Ideas customer, understand that, we are not simply a software firm. We used to be, but we really have to say that we are not just that anymore. We're a venue where information exchanges amongst active investors. And right here to my left on my channel bar is a live trading chat room where if you click on it, you can instantly access the whole community of other Trade Ideas clients who are exchanging ideas, helping one another, and elevating the game. So we're constantly getting better and better at what we're doing, which is how you're seeing this technology unfold and come out. So you are never alone at Trade Ideas. While these windows may seem complicated to you, they're nothing but lists with colors to bring your attention to something like this, or something like that, or something like this, where things just stand out. Okay? And again, we train you, we show you how everything is, but the bottom line is you don't need to know how, you just need to be able to then react. And what I'm showing you here are setups, just like you're already in the trade of the week. You want to be in the market, this is how to do it the right way. You can see what we're doing here. Okay? See? And you're close to two important levels. And you can even set limits for yourself too, potentially. You can say, okay, let me go back to the crosshair so I can see exactly where I'm at. So see, like right here, this is 28.45. You can say this alert. Notice how if alert of RGEN falls to, then I'm going to say all bets are off. That is scientific speculation, even with the the exact words. I'm giving myself complete freedom to react exactly how I need to because I've already done the analysis in a calm, safe place. I'm like Caesar, the trade whisperer. You hear when we're doing this kind of stuff right here, this is perfect. The market's not on, you don't have money on the line, but you can see what we're doing here. You're like, when you look back, you're like, well, this makes perfect sense. Here's the downward trend line. If it breaks right here, then we could really see a run, and this is a nice base then that's forming. Dang, Trade Ideas, you really want to give me an ability to buy your software for free. I appreciate it. You're welcome, webinar guys. Love it. Okay, but that's not the only one. So Arjun, for the people with, is looking really good. Let's take a look at this one. Notice the similarity. Okay, once again, we're here to give you a formula that's working. And we're constantly updating the formula, so we're always making sure it's working. This is a beautiful example of how right-click here. So Skull basically crossed this threshold. That's really good for it. Okay. So this really looks like it wants to kind of set up, and Skull's one of these things. I mean, again, you know, I have no knowledge of the retail space, but Lord knows if they do something right, like, I mean, they kind of have an in with the younger crowd. They sort of know what they're doing. Who knows? But certainly it's worth a speculative guess because the percentages from 450 to 6 are gigantic. You know, and that's what we are talking about. That's the kind of opportunity that we want to put in front of you. So let's take a look at some more possibilities. Okay, I mean, and again, there's a lot of different kinds, and that's the beauty of Trade Ideas. Is if you're with us, not only are you never alone, but just like the name, you're constantly with Trade Ideas, except the best ones, because here we're turning you into your own AI. Okay, so you see a symbol, you're like, wow, this looks interesting. At about 161, and you can say, love it. Let's do it. And now, again, here it is. You have it. You're dialed in. Okay, let's keep going. There's quite a few possibilities. Look at this one. Okay, I'm here to show you the things that are waking up. Okay, so here, these stocks are waking up, and again, we can mark it up with a trend line. Oops, let me adjust that real quick. So here, I'm gonna come here, you. So here, I'm gonna mark it up with a trend line. Grab it from here, grab this, and once again, here we are, 463. So this is an example of how you just change levels and give yourself some very serious pattern recognition. And we say downtrend broken. So I'm doing all of this in front of you, not simply to demonstrate Trade Ideas functionality. I mean, this is awesome stuff. And by the way, I think this version that has these alerts is just yet to be released. We're like in the final testing of it. But what I'm showing you is also names for you to write down. This is alpha candidates, NY. You know, I'm not at the trade of the week. And in general, I've started leaning away from focusing on tinkering and going towards really alpha opportunities and why, so you can see more of the thought process versus just, you know, the nuts and the bolts. So let's continue, and you can see what we're trying to do. I mean, clearly, right, you are not the only one who would be assuming something good is happening. So let's take, whoops. Oh, I forgot the symbol link. Properties, here we go. So we were just on this one. Here's another one. Oh, whoops, sorry. Nope, not that one. Okay, here's a different example. Okay, so some of these, and this is again how it's important to be aware of certain stocks that are, again, what we call setting up. So this is part of the, you know, like a hunter. A lot of times lions or leopards, or if you ever watch a National Geographic, part of how you succeed is ambush. And by ambush, I mean, don't just look at it as the negative connotation of that word, but you don't always have to find it instantly. You can let it come to you. So here we can see it's starting, and here's how you let it come to you. You just create an alert just above that level, and you can say, continuing to go possible push. And I can, make all sorts of different notes. That's really not that important. But what's important is I want to show you the symbols here. So this isn't simply functionality tutorial. This is a tutorial of, hey, look at this. I'm showing you stocks that are kind of like trade of the week potential candidates. So because this is the sort of the backdrop. Okay. So where we do trade of the week is a combination of these 1, 2, 3, 4 lists, and the AI is constantly going through that. And obviously, when the actual trade of the week comes out, it's a very specific, thing that happens that's AI centric. But any one of these stocks could be it, and that's really what I want to make sure that you guys see is that our job as technology providers is not to like talk about the Fed and all that nonsense that you hear on TV, which completely has nothing to do with anything for you. I mean, of course the market's going to react, but it's one day, and then tomorrow, tomorrow happens, and Friday, and it's done, and you've spent so much emotional energy, wasting your time, at least emotionally speaking. Whereas what you could be doing is just having that TV turned off and doing something simple like this. Every single thing you see that looks kind of interesting to you, you can kind of right away go back and start seeing like the forest through the trees. You have to like for example, this turn, right? And you can see that, man, as this thing starts to approach 20, you're talking about long-term potential, right? And that's some of the things that we are trying to really highlight here, the trade of the week. It's not simply, that's the other thing I want to say. There was a gentleman who had talked to Marissa, and he had signed up with Trade Ideas, and he was upset because he thought that everything that we did was for day trading, and nothing could be further from the truth. I want to just completely say this, that there's no such thing as day trading. I've said this before on the previous webinar, and there's no such thing as swing trading or momentum trading. Those are just words that you use to describe something and put it in a box so that for some reason it gives you some sort of comfort. But, everything ultimately is a relative term relative to your risk. The reasons you decide to not hold a position overnight are private to you. And I'm not saying this in any weird way. I'm just saying that different people have different reasons for why they like to exit on the same day. And they might not be the same, and they might not even be related. And then there are other people who do not exit at all, and then there's people who exit infrequently, and people who exit when they believe they want to exit. And my thing is, the more flexible you can be, the more nimble that you can be. Don't paint yourself into any corner. If you're up a lot of money and you want to be able to put that in the bank, you feel free to exit. And if you're in a trade that's not going well for you, feel free to exit. But if that stock turns around, don't say that, oh, I've been burned. Just simply, oh, okay, re-enter it. Flip-flopping is one of the best things you can know how to do in trading. It may not be good for politics for who knows why, but in investing and trading, a flip-flopper is your best friend. You want something that you want to be as loose to changing your mind, because that gives you the flexibility to move on and find the other thing without being so critically attached to being right. And that's probably the best advice anyone can ever give you if you're investing for yourself. I mean, you really should be. That's the thing. I mean, you're here and you're looking at these names, and we're looking at these possibilities. I mean, and again, look at these possibilities. Look at this list. I mean, look at what I'm potentially showing you here, right? I mean, here, above this level, I'm setting this alert, it's go-go time. Whoops. Go gadget. What's nice is you can then have some fun with it, and you know that you're doing it for a good reason. When you see this thing happening, I mean, you know why you did it. When you pull it up, you'll be like, okay, this thing is going. It's a way to, again, completely have a different relationship with the market. Now let's zoom in. Okay, here's another example, guys. This is a perfect example of a nice trade of the week type setup, but for a very small stock. And again, don't be afraid. Forget what you think about volume. People ask me and ask other professional investors, they're like, man, how do you trade this? It only has 195,000 shares on it. Like, what are you talking about? You know, are you a pension fund? Are you going to be moving $10 million in this? You buy 100, 200 shares and you're stoked, or 1,000 shares. Perfect. This is where the reason you want to be in here, you know, you want to be in some of these names because the hedge funds aren't trying to destroy them like they do with every other stock they're in, because they're too volatile for them. I mean, who wants to risk money, right? That's the funny thing. When my partners and I, when our CTO and Brad, when we were in our previous venture, and I mean, for those that don't know the background, I've told many before that I was running a $50 million venture-backed company that was creating kind of a brokerage interface for hedge funds in 2001. And we were walking around and we were meeting with all of the big hedge funds, I mean the billion-dollar players. And the funny thing that we saw was when they were like, how do you make decisions? Looking at pictures on a graph. Are you crazy? Like, they don't even think like this. This is the thing. Hedge funds do not think like this. Hedge funds have to, you know, they have to have a fundamental case for it. You know, it's a totally different game, whereas we're kind of taking exactly what's happening case for it. The hedge funds are afraid. Like, there has to be channel checks and all this stuff. So, of course, they can't get into a stock like this, because if they buy 100,000 shares, it's the whole, like, you know, volume for the day. This is an opportunity, not a hindrance. And that's why we look at, so you have to hunt where others are not hunting. Okay? Another example. Look at these moves. You have to be exposed to this. Okay? This is what we are looking for. Maybe, again, we're not necessarily looking for it here, although, you know, buying 500 shares, I mean, what are you risking? Really, not that much. And that's the whole point, right? High reward, low risk. It's hiding here where CNBC is not looking, and all the other Bloombergs and Reuters is. They're not looking at this. Okay? I mean, this is an incredible looking move, and everyone should love what they're seeing here. I mean, your eyes should naturally gravitate to HIL. You know, this is a breakout. It broke out at this level. The next one, let me put back the crosshairs. So, I mean, right here, if we're at 388, you're talking about it's time. It's business time. So, again, Hill, Arjun, so many other awesome plays that RAI is saying, you know, are catching up. I mean, setting up. What's it going to take, guys? If you want it, it's right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to basically show you how you're about to have access to a pricing scheme that we only give to people who come to our webinars, and it's ending in January. So like every other time when we bring this limit over to full life, the price is again going to go up because we're really creating a completely different type of investment engine. So Scott, why don't you pop in real quick? I'm going to pause mine and put the presentation on for you.
Sure, yeah, let's explain to people who haven't come to these webinars before what the pricing structure is like at Trade Ideas. So we're a software as a service company, and our core are our subscriptions. We also have a a one-time fee for the AI channel and odds maker, and I'll roll through these in order from left to right. So our core subscriptions are monthly subscription. It's $99. There's no contract. You can cancel at any month. It includes all of your real-time exchange data. It includes all the TI Pro charting that you've looked at, that you've seen. It includes a free hour of one-on-one training called the Hour of Power. As soon as you sign up for Trade Ideas, go to our support section, click on training, and fill out the form to start to schedule your training. It's one of the best ways to get started. Also, go to the trading room where Barry hosts every day, all during the trading day. It's completely free to you. And also attend our QA webinars, our support webinars on Mondays and Thursdays. There's nothing this Thursday, but coming up soon. That's all included. You also get to test out the OddsMaker backtester with that subscription. Now, the annual subscription is only $888 per year, and that includes everything the monthly does, except it saves you money. And again, there's no contract. If you buy it for a year and then decide to cancel before you renew, or even within a week of your renewal, that's okay. But you get grandfathered in at the $888 rate before we raise the rate next year. The AI strategies and the OddsMaker access is a one-time $1,100 cost. And what that does is lets you find trades that are performing in the market right now. You can also use the OddsMaker to optimize your own strategies that you create. If you decide to get a little bit nerdy and go beyond the AI and get into optimizing your own strategies, you can do it without programming. You can find out what the predictive results of trading that strategy is going to be in the market today. So again, we have a subscription for the trade ideas technology, and then we also have a one-time fee to access the AI and OddsMaker server technology. I will come on a little bit later in the presentation after Dan's shown you a little bit more and answered some questions to thank you for joining us today. And as a thank you, I'll show you how you can save money today by signing up for Trade Ideas. And one of the package offers that we have is, it's just outstanding, and you'll see what we're talking about at that time. Dan?
Thank you, Scott. Thank you for introducing everyone. So yeah, for the people who are kind of new to Trade Ideas, or maybe a friend told you, Trade Ideas is it's an investment discovery engine. We are what Netscape was for the internet back in the day. We are that for finding these types of opportunities. You're going to be looking at things that you never hear about on CNBC or on most of the other media outlets, whether it's the news wires or Seeking Alpha. Again, if you do, it's mostly coincidence because these things are hot. But we are always finding them first because we watch everything. That's one of the advantages of Trade Ideas. This is completely unique technology, stuff that Bloomberg doesn't have. Nobody has what we are doing. Now, there are other good vendors and other good products, but they just don't combine into a picture the way that we combine into an actual trading picture. And again, the thing is that you quickly are able to just see what's going on, identify where the opportunity is, set that opportunity, and call it what you want, void fill, hit save, and now you can move on. I mean, you will be amazed. Like, there's basically, so you can imagine, this is me, okay? I only had 2 alerts that I've set triggered today. And I have been going all through the market, creating all sorts of awesome alerts for different things that I follow. And when this is launched and others are able to, so the way you get access to this, of course, is again through that OddsMaker, through access to the AI channel. Our OddsMaker is not just the backtesting tool, it's basically your gateway to all of the higher level functions of Trade Ideas, which is like some of the other analytics like the RBI, GBIs that Barry has and works with, and now as well as these limit alerts. So it's our higher functioning gateway, and ultimately it's also, of course, a gateway to our AI engine, which is Holly right here. And Holly works every day during the day where she's actually in the middle of a kind of a makeover. So I'm not supposed to turn her on, but she should be live in the morning. And the idea, and you will see, is it's the only technology where there's an AI engine that's trading and you can follow it in real time to see, it's doing the day trading for you. It has a time for an exit, or it has a profit target, or it has a stop loss. So all that information is provided for you in the AI. And again, for those people who are maybe intimidated by what you're seeing, remember that we're not only the best in idea generation technology, but we're the best at support. you're never alone with trade ideas from the moment you sign up, when we give you our one-on-one training session with Jamie Hodge, to our everyday trading room that helps you train. We do videos that we publish every day about what we're doing. And we have these webinars where, again, I'm not only here in sales mode, but I'm here in alpha capture mode. I'm trying to show you things where you can take advantage of it. And, you know, if at the very worst you wrote down this symbol, just simply because it can go from 17 to 1950, I think pretty quickly here. Okay? And that's what I want to show you. This is what we specialize in doing. We specialize in constantly finding where there is the most alpha. And these lists are always changing too. So again, where you can get, if right now you could get returns on buying new highs, that's what we would be doing. Or if the best returns were selling new lows, that's what we would be doing. We go where the odds are. And this is where the best odds lie. Okay? I mean, see again, the wake up. I mean, why wouldn't you want to just a quick knowledge of when this crosses right here? Ahoy. Ahoy, Captain. So one of the things, again, that we're here to do is to tell you that we're completely going to be changing the way that you interact with the stock market from this point on, because as you use trade ideas as your idea, you know, formation and exploration platform, and you tie it into these lists that you will be creating on the fly, just like I'm doing right now, you know, without any magic. They're just there, and you can just scroll through so many, you know, different symbols until you really, I mean, again, there's no harm in adding more calls because you see what you want, you know. And again, I just want to quickly demonstrate undo crosshairs, create trend line, draw the trend line, hopefully. And now, once you know this, so like you know now something that you may have not known before. Okay? And that is that this stock, ENTA, this pharmaceutical, has broken this trend line. So write that down. That's an important alpha piece for you to know. That means that this could really start to go. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to answer questions real quick. So there was a question about what is the hidden gems. Okay, so the hidden gems is very, very basic. Every stock in here is kind of oversold, or meaning it's been sold down, but it's really coming out of its downward cycle, and it has very big quarterly revenue growth and a small float. So that's exactly what we see, and also a high percentage short float. So that's kind of like, you know, again, if you know how to play cards, this is, you know, kind of like getting an ace and a king. You know, you have a good hand. If the float is short, the stock is trending higher. It's got large quarterly revenue growth, and you know, and it's moving like this. That means the shorts could cover, and it could really start to go. Okay, so the other questions people were asking were about the channels. So I'm going to go to some of the channels. And again, you can see some of my windows on the bottom. I'll just move this window. So, okay, so people channel surf on trade ideas just like you do on Netflix. Okay, the surge channel is a channel that's looking for a surge of volume from something that just hasn't had a surge recently. So all of a sudden, like, something happens that's, you know, boom, that causes this big move. You know, and again, this channel, everything is pre-done, and that's the idea here, is that everything is working. So does Holly require a monthly membership or work on its own? So Ron, okay, so Holly, the AI channel, Once you have access to the odds maker, you have access to all the higher level functions, which include Holly, and now you have it forever with your subscription. So Ben, the Hidden Gems is a window that I have that I made. It's not a channel. It's just a custom window that I use and I share with other people and trade ideas. And if you want it, just simply shoot it a message to myself to info@trade-ideas.com. And again, I'll cover all of that. Everything that you see here is available to you. There's no hidden pieces. So if you subscribe to Trade Ideas, you will have access to all of this. Obviously, if you have the AI. If not, then you won't have this or Holly, but you can have everything else. So again, Hidden Gems, not on a channel. So the other thing is we also cover social media, and we've talked about this before, but you can just see when stocks are being mentioned unusually on social media, and here's an example. I mean, something's usually going on, and here's how to pay attention to that. All of this was, of course, in the morning. Susan, we really appreciate that. Thank you very much. I mean, we think if we can get on Shark Tank, we'll change the world completely for investors, because I really believe investors are being sold a terrible bill of goods by telling people you can't time the market, or saying that you should just buy and hold the S&P. That's a terrible religious thing to say. Be fluid, be nimble, change your mind all the time. So Steve, once you have the Hidden Gems, it's in your cloud. And yes, the social activities from StockTwits. Now, the reason we do StockTwits is we've had access to Twitter, and it's so dang noisy. StockTwits just filters it a little bit better, so it's a better thing for stocks. So again, you can go to industry. You can look at options information, and again, just one click. Easy. The idea is that easy surfing. My routine when I use Trade Ideas is I get up here in the morning. I'm looking at what's gapping up. We can now, because of this new functionality, you can look at the pre-market high, and you can set that as an alert. And you can say, crossed pre-market high. And now you have like a special function that, again, we've never had before in Trade Ideas. Don't forget, every company has a summary you can customize and look at right here. And again, all of these things are available to you, and you can really customize this setup in so many ways. But my whole point about telling you this is you really don't need to. We've done everything. We've set this up as ourselves, as the experts. If you want to see what's down, we have a channel that's down. If you want to see what's up, we have a channel that's up. If you want to see what's in China, we have a channel specifically just for China. There's tons of different things, ETFs. So you can really trade everything and be aware of everything. And again, whatever you want to do, you can, if you like something, you can set your parameters for it. But I'm totally, again, what I'm the most excited about, and I'll just quickly close these. I'm just excited about the ability to show you this incredible alpha potential that's sitting there, I mean, right in front of us. Barry, if you're here, look at this. Look at this potential void fill. So one of the other things that I want to show you and talk to you about before the webinar is finished is just a perspective, and I've mentioned this before, but Trade Ideas, what we do technologically, I like to create beautiful stories that everyone can relate to, and the best one that I've done recently is just the concept, well, there's two metaphors. One is the show Criminal Minds. We are profiling, except we're profiling
Crosby, and then along for Perron. Perron got some help from Crosby, then it spiked off the glass and down my kicker who's dropped. My kicker.
Somebody just turned on their microphone, and there was a hockey game on there. Barry. So, Maureen, you can modify the channels and you can put filters on them, so super easy to modify. But again, what I was talking about here is the void, where if this stock gets into this gap void, you might see a huge jump up to 7. So really, you know, if you want to get trade ideas for free, keep an eye on this one. It's right there. I think I already said that already. And yeah, I sure did. 608, fill the void. Okay, so what I'm going to say is I'm going to put it back on the presentation, and we're going to give you guys some discounts to again, as a sign of appreciation, but for taking your time in the evening. But the real thing is we're basically going to give you an offer to get the AI completely for free. And Scott's going to cover that, but I really suggest that you take advantage because, as we've said before, prices are going up in January by probably close to 300. So this is a great opportunity to take advantage of the holidays and the holiday spirit. Scott, take it away.
Yeah, thanks. So, like Dan said, we like to thank everyone that joins the webinars by giving those of you who do not have a subscription or who do not currently have the OddsMaker AI license a way to get in and save some money. It's a way that we like to thank you. So you know our monthly is already no contract, but if you use that code up there, it's all capitals, QAWEB, number 16, so QAWEB 16. When you check out, that takes 52% off your first month. So you can try the first month for just $47. And again, that's access to all the training, all the support, and all the webinars. You can get in for the first year at only $657 by saving 26%, same code. Or buy the OddsMaker. It's the AI license. It's lifetime. You can get it for just $737 instead of $1,100. That's an outstanding price. That's 33% off of the list. You're going to want to use that code before the end of business on Friday, December 18th. However, the most exciting thing that we're offering is our package. And that gets you the full year of trade ideas, lifetime OddsMaker, all the support and training for just $1288. It saves you $700 immediately. So you got to go to that bit.ly link, bit.ly/SAVE 700, and that's case sensitive. You can also download a handout that includes these slides with the links and the information on them by going to the handouts panel on your GoToWebinar interface and downloading that PDF that's linked right there. Real easy way to get it. And I recommend this $1288 package as an upgrade to those of you who are on the month-to-month and who currently do not own the AI or OddsMaker. I know there's probably some of you in the room right now today. What you need to do is just go to that link, bit.ly/SAVE 700, and purchase the $1288 package, and then shoot us an email to info@tradeideas.com. Let us know you did it. We'll double check your account to make sure you're not going to get the renewal on the monthly bill. And you're set to go you're locked into the $888. You'll be grandfathered in if our rates go up or when they do. And you've got everything. You have access to all of our technology. And it's stuff that's going to be very disruptive to the industry. There's really no other way about it. If you have any questions about this at all, email info@trade-ideas.com. And you should also be following Dan on Twitter. He's TradeIdeas1. Follow us on Facebook. We post some things to Facebook that don't get posted anywhere else, and we're Trade Ideas Pro on Facebook. Again, email Dan at-tradeideas.com or info@tradeideas.com. Those are the best ways to reach us, is the info@ email. And again, that offer for the package isn't going to last very long past the new year, and it is the best way to get into trade ideas. Any final words for our lovely audience, Dan?
Yeah, Scott. Steven had a question about if he was to subscribe and want to get the AI, where do I go on my account to use the discount code?
Steven, you can buy it and use the discount code. So you go to, if you just wanted to purchase getting it for $737, just go to TradeIdeas.com, go to Plans and Pricing, and select the OddsMaker and purchase it and use that code. If you're on the monthly, like if you're already on the $99 a month and you want to get it, I do suggest getting the 1288 deal, and the way to do that is going to that Bitly link. Again,
so on the home page, Scott, it's been a while since I've done this. If you just click on plans and pricing, it takes you down here, and you can
go to that AI channel and then type in that product code. That's QA Web, all capital, and the number 16. Just go ahead and enter that in, all caps, QA WEB 16. Click on apply, and it should drop the total to 737. No? What did you do?
I don't know. Let's see. Maybe is it caps lock? QA. Shift QA Web. Oops.
It's not active.
16?
Yeah.
Right?
You working?
Is that correct?
Thought I tested.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay, that's
right.
how it works.
Must have been user error. It happens to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to do it, Steve. And if you just wanted to get the odds maker, but if you're on the monthly subscription at $99 a month, getting that 1288 package locks you in at the $888 per year. So with any price increases, you keep that. And
so this link,
you get the AI
free. Maybe I'll just explain that, or at least say it one more time. So this link right here, this is the link you need that'll take you to a special page to get this price. We don't keep this page around because, again,
you can demonstrate by clicking on it, and so you can see what.
Yeah. So you click on it, it basically loads this,
and then you click purchase. And then if you're already a subscriber, and by the way, the product code doesn't work on this page because it's already discounted $700.
Yep.
But like if you're already a subscriber on the monthly package and you upgrade to the 1288 combo, again, shoot us an email, info@tradeideas.com, after you do it, just to let us know you've done it. And then that way we check your account to make sure everything's set up correctly. If there's any other questions, guys? No, Andy, we don't spread payments out.
Yeah.
But we are already offering a $700 discount on this. I don't know what else we can do. It's a killer deal.
Okay, guys, have a great holiday season. Thank you very much. We'll look forward to seeing you in 2016.
Yeah, cheers, everyone. Have a fantastic holiday. Happy New Year's. Bye-bye.
Yep.